Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. So I am going to bring you along with me to do a couple things today before we start dinner. And it's going to go in the same video. But Courtney, when I had AJ the other day when he was sick on Friday, she went to Meijer and she goes, is there anything that you need at the store? And I'm like, no, there isn't. So if you remember, I canned those vegetables the other day, but I didn't have any of the pearl onions because I wasn't going to spend that. So guess what Courtney brought me? Pearl onions. So we're going to do something, because remember I told you it was going to be fun today. I've got boiling water over here, because these are really hard to peel from what I understand. I've never dealt with them before. So we're going to put them into the boiling hot water. And we're going to let them come back to a boil, and we're going to let them boil for 3 minutes. And then we're going to make some magic happen. So now I boiled them, and then I put them in cold water. They're still hot. But you're going to cut off each end. And then you're just going to, that peeling should come right off. I've never done these before, so I had to actually look it up. So it'll come right off like that. Because nobody wants all those peels on their onions, I'm sure. We're going to start dinner probably in an hour and a half. But I figured this would give me time. I got some of his stuff for lunches ready for this week. And I want to make a cake for him to take to work tomorrow with the other stuff. So I'll be back to make the cake. Alright, so I'm going to make them a chocolate cherry cake. It's got a cake mix in there, and we need 3 eggs. And we need a teaspoon of vanilla, or you can use almond. I don't have almond, so we're going to use vanilla. And we're going to kind of get that mixed up. All right, now I don't want big chunks of the cherries in there. I want it to go through the entire cake. So we're going to pour the entire bits of cherries in there. Now this will break up some, but it won't break up all. We're going to get that mixed in with the cake. Now you don't have to do it that way if you don't want to. You can actually just nicely blend it into there. But I figured this way everybody will get bits and pieces of the cherry instead of, you know, a few getting the whole cherry, if that makes sense. So let's get those beat off there. Get it beat off there. Jack was here, he'd eat that. He loves eating that off the breeders. Then we're going to pour it into our cake pan. Let's get that little spatula. There's some that didn't get mixed in all the way at the bottom there. We don't want that. Let's get that entire thing emptied out. I got my oven preheated to 350. Alrighty. Let's get that leveled out. And you can see the chunk of cherries already in there. but they're not like big chunks. There we go. So now I'm going to get that cake put in the oven at 350, and obviously we know when it comes back out clean, then the cake is done. Then we'll pull it out. See, now how I'm on the kick of getting rid of anything that's, you know, left over. We had a sweet potato left from the other, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to actually chop them and make them into like a, what do they call those, skinny fries? And make them into skinny fries is what I'm going to do. Because what I have to bake for dinner doesn't have to bake that long, so we don't want our potatoes not to be done at the same time that everything else is done. So what I'm doing is skinny fries. That's what they call them. So I'm going to make some skinny fries out of our sweet potatoes. And then we'll get that one lonely sweet potato used up. So I will be back with the cakes in the oven. I'll be back when that's done. So now the cake is finished. What I did is I took my frosting and I melted it for, just about a whole minute. Now what I want it to do, because I want it to be shiny, I'm going to pour that entire frosting over top of that warm cake. Because I just want it to have like a gloss. We're going to get it covered over the whole cake. How pretty that is. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the red and white that I had left from Christmas, and we're just going to sprinkle that on the top of the cake. Alrighty. So there will be their cherry cake, chocolate cake tomorrow. And then I'm going to send the strawberry fudge and the strawberry cookies tomorrow for them for work. We were going to make donuts, but he just wasn't feeling up to it yet, so we'll do donuts again some other time. So I will be back in probably a half hour and we'll start supper. Well, hi, Tom.
Hello.
So we're back to cooking dinner. Supper, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to take those sweet potatoes and I'm going to douse them with some olive oil. And then I like paprika on mine. So we're going to put some paprika in there. Maybe. And then we're going to kind of just stir those up in there. I'm going to get these started first because they're going to take the longest to cook. So we're going to get them put on the pan. I have my oven on 450 right now. There's not very many. Like I say, we're just using up stuff that we don't, you know what I mean, so we can get it all used up. Because what good is just one sweet potato? Unless you do something like this. Throw that in the oven, Thomas. Alright. I'm going to get everything set up and we're going to get to the next one. Okay, so Tom is going to do the onions. That's his responsibility. So we did only half a batch because we don't have 14.4 ounces. So I'll put everything below. He needed an egg, flour, cayenne pepper, which we didn't use because we don't like spicy, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And he's got oil over here getting up. So he's going to dredge his onions through the eggs, cut them really good in the flour, and then start frying them. Now for me, you can start. Alright, for me, we're going to make easy pretzel dogs, yes. So I'm going to take some pizza dough. We'll see if we have to roll it out or not. Depends on how good it stretches on its own. You can get a few of them built up in there before you put them in the thing.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that'll make it easier. Today's Super Bowl, so we figured we'd make some fun, cool food. I'm going to do a little bit of rolling on that, just a little bit, because I want it to be, it's got to be enough for 8 hot dogs. I should put it up a little bit closer. Go ahead, I can do mine. Isn't it funny how they got the ends always so nice and full and not the sides? So I'm going to flatten this out just a little bit. This too. One of them's going to be nice and thick. Alright. So now we want to get 8 even pieces. So we're going to go right down the center. And then we're going to go down the center again. And then we're going to go down the center of that. Hopefully I have it close enough. Now I have water boiling 5 cups. So I'm going to do, if I can get this off there, a 1/3 cup of baking soda. Let me start getting that broke down a little bit while I'm getting everything else ready. And you want to use your bigger pan to do that because you're going to put your whole hot dog inside there. I'll turn that down just a little bit. What's wrong?
I don't know, you want to put something in my onion, you want to put them in there.
Oh, when they get done?
Yeah.
Nice idea, Tom. Good idea. Alright, so now we're going to take our hot dogs. And we're going to wrap them up inside that pizza dough.
I think it would have worked better in a baggie, like we normally do it. Ooh, it's hot.
Now, after you do this, it says make sure you pinch the bags. So you want it to be one piece. And it says you can do 3 at a time, but I'm going to start out with doing 2 at a time. Alright. And it should be in boiling water for about 30 seconds. You want to drop them in easy, honey.
Kind of hard, they're small. Not much to grip hold though.
Now after that 30 seconds, you want to pull it out and put it on your mat. I think I'm going to grab one of those other things so it comes out. 1 second here. Let's grab one of these so we can drain the water out of them as we go along. Alright, let me get these thrown together and then I'll be back to show you the next step. Alright, so now we're going to take an egg and a little bit of water and we're going to give that an egg wash. It says only to use the yolk, but I use the whole thing. So But make sure you get the sides and the top really, really good.
Otherwise, they're gonna stick.
No, otherwise they won't turn brown.
My work here is done.
We'll turn off your heat. You got all your onions done, did you?
Yep.
Now we're gonna take kosher salt and we're gonna sprinkle that on the top. There we go. And they're gonna go into a 450-degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes. Hi, Tom.
I dropped my onion.
So you're gonna eat your onion first, dipping it into ranch.
Yep. I just balance it on the fork now.
What do you think?
I think it's an onion.
How does it taste?
Tastes good.
Okay. Now try some of your French fries. You can dip those in ranch too.
Didn't want that many at the time. Here. Dip the tails. Bob them.
Bobbing potatoes. How's that?
Good.
Now let's show them this. Look. Those are our pretzel dogs. So him and I are dipping them into mustard.
Everything's damn mustard on a hot dog.
Well, pretzels I always dump into mustard anyway. What do you think?
I think they're really good.
So this is our Super Bowl fun dinner. Tom's not going to be able to watch it, but this is our Super Bowl fun dinner. What do you think about Super Bowl fun dinner, honey?
I think it's on too late.
How do you think about the Super Bowl fun dinner?
The fun dinner. Oh, this is good.
Alrighty. See, he does look much better now, and he's eating. Whenever he eats, you know he's okay. So, you guys have a blessed and wonderful night. Be a blessing. Goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
You guys have a great night.